Hi, folks. Yeah, amazing. I'm actually going to do another video. It's only been a month or more. As a lot of my, bless your hearts, my subscribers know, I rarely do, I don't do a lot of videos. I'm not looking to be a big influencer and I'm not interested in YouTube's financial incentives. I'm a partner with them. I've made a very, very small amount of money, but that's not my motivation. What I like to do is inform people of some neat things that can happen to you in life, and also reveal a little bit of truth behind some of the pretentious nonsense that's out there. So one thing is, as an update on the well that I'd mentioned, I posted a video about a fellow that was drilling a well about 800 feet from the property, and by golly, after about 12 to 1300 feet down, he discovered an aquifer. There it is. This water came from 1300 feet underneath where I'm sitting. Isn't that neat? I mean, seriously. He spent a lot of money, but it was for philanthropic purposes. For the most part, to be able to provide this local area with water. A lot of people might not be aware of it, but northern Arizona, many sections of northern Arizona, water is a real difficult thing. A lot of people are into, water hole. So I called him, I met him, we had a long conversation on the phone the next day. He came out and delivered 2,000 gallons, so at a reasonable price. So hallelujah. You can always embrace those serendipitous events that take place in your life. Ignore all the other nonsense, please. Grow old happy and gracefully. You know, and don't grow old angry. Don't grow old frustrated and all clinched up or whatever. Just relax and then look for the cool stuff. There's an abundance of amazing things that come by. Yes, there's a lot of tragedies, and my heart goes out for them. I just recently we just recently experienced our own tragedy, the result of rural living. You've got to be committed. And when I talk about rural off-grid living, my friends, I'm talking about the nearest large city or fairly large city that has multiple services is actually 95 miles away. And but at any rate, a rat chewed through our, a wiring to the idle control unit on our pickup truck, and we tried to fix it or tried to, fight, see what we could do because you have to be independent when you're out here. You have to be mechanically inclined. I'm losing a lot of my mobility these days, but Lori is still, uh, ambitious and strong, and a good mechanic, as I've mentioned in other videos. And she tried to get to it, but it was going to be really difficult. It's up against the firewall in a very difficult area. So the first thing you do is you say, "Well, I'll call a tow truck company." Hey, if you live off road, good luck with a tow truck company. I'm serious. Good luck. And off road is described by any dictionary or even Wikipedia is, dirt, sand, gravel, riverbeds, rocks, any natural terrain is considered off road. And so, how many off road recovery YouTube channels uh, are there out there? I've watched a lot of them. Some of them are, pretty interesting and entertaining and all that other stuff. There's one, that has thousands of subscribers that's up and coming to compete with another big one that's very successful, and is only 34 miles, from our location. Their company is 34 miles from our location, up here in northern Arizona. And so 7 miles of that 34 miles is kind of rocky dirt road. I mean, it's not like rock climbing. Hey, I've got a propane company in Williams, Arizona that has been servicing me with propane for over 25 years on these roads. Lori drives these roads in her RAV4 all-wheel drive little car. Uh, water trucks have been up and down here. You know, anyway, I called this company, that has this gigantic, really cool YouTube video with the world's biggest wrecker and all this other stuff, because I've been a fan and a subscriber for years, and watch them do some very ingenious recovery stuff. But most of that is involved with these dramatic videos of pulling people out of ravines and out of the sand and in deep mud and all that other stuff. None of them, if you watch them, none of them involve the equipment that is necessary to recover a disabled or tow a disabled vehicle, a car, or an average sized pickup truck on a rollback, or what they call a slide, which is, they're trucks that you've seen them, I'm sure, that go down and then they winch up your vehicle and then strap it down and then take it away. None of them are equipped for that. Okay, so that's just I think an interesting thing. You should be aware of that. I made a comment on this one channel because I like them. I think they're interesting people, and I've also utilized their services, their other services, because they're close by, their fuel station and all the other stuff. And I left a comment and said, "Hey, partner, I called your company and I was told you don't come out here. You don't have the equipment to go off road with." And so I'm assuming they're talking about a rollback or a slide. And we don't like going off road. It adds wear and tear to our vehicles. That's like buying a brand new pair of work boots and saying, "Well, I don't want to go to work today. I got my shoes wore out." Or new tires. "Hey, let's not go anywhere, Lori. We'll just sit in the driveway. The tires will last us forever." Anyway, bless their heart. So I made a comment that this company is great, and I'm a fan. I'm not a hater. I'm a subscriber, and that kind of thing. And I've used their service, their other services. But I think it should be known that they're not equipped to tow vehicles, as I've just recently, described. They're not equipped, or don't want to do it, whatever. And so the owner or somebody actually commented back, which I thought was pretty cool, and said, "Oh, we're the only tow company around that does that. You were greatly misinformed." And that's maybe the owner. A lot of these YouTube channels, folks, you have to realize that they're not run by the people. They're subcontracted, so who knows responded. But then I commented back just to substantiate, my statement, and said, "Hey, I called. That's what your dispatcher told me." There's not been a response, to that. But I don't want to get into a big banter back and forth. All I can tell you is when you're watching some of these channels, and particularly these off-gridders that are really not off-grid, or they've been financed by their parents or some other nonsense, which is fine, but don't come off like you're just, independent and tough and rugged, or, all the other nonsense that's out there. It's the same with a lot of channels, and particularly as I discovered this, off-road recovery channels, and a lot of them are really doing it just for the video parts. So, in other words, they'll take something if they think it's going to make a good video, get tens of thousands of views, and pick up thousands of dollars in channel revenue. So bear it in mind. Anyway, that's just part of the experiences and the trials and tribulations. You can have incredible experience with water, for example, and then, a rat comes by, and it's going to cost probably, several $1,000s, and you've got to be prepared to deal with that. I finally did find a tow company that came out, but once they saw, they came out, they committed themselves to it, but then they started bitching about the roads, and it was $793 to tow me 92 miles. So there you go, and that has nothing to do with the cost of the potential repair. Could be several thousand. So there's a lot to be said that's delightful about wilderness living, and I would never change a thing about it. And I've been doing it now for 29 years. But That's a little bit of the reality. Anyway, embrace the wonderment and just ignore the silliness. Bye bye.